What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, June 5th. Welcome to your Daily Revs. As per usual, Daily Revs is brought to you by LevelUpRacingSchool.com, who is sponsoring the $25 gift card gas giveaway. But you got to sign up to app.garageid.com. Sign up with Peter-GID as your sign-up code for those extra G points. We'll be announcing the winner at the end or the beginning of every week. We'll figure it out, my friends. Regardless, glad you're here. We have to get our daily discipline in and collect our rewards. If you think about it, a daily discipline of collecting rewards is really just 3 clicks. You go to app.garageid.com, you click on accept the points, and then you get the points. Haha, makes it so easy, guys. Plus, you get to give them away. And we have some people who are posting some stuff. I see that one of the pictures is broken here. It's all good. That's why we're building it and testing it out. I see that it's broke. We got it. We'll fix. So I know that Michael is building out an API, or rather a monitor, that will help us understand whether the API broke. Thanks, Michael. Really appreciate that. Thanks, AZQ60 GSXR. For the new picks. Ooh, added a new car as well. Let's give you some love there. We'll give this guy some love here. Gotta heart everything. I love I'm the type of guy, I used to drive motorcycles, but let's check this out. Awesome. Let's do the post first. So I used to ride motorcycles. I had motorcycles until I got married, and then I had to sell, and I had a Gixxer, a 600. It was a 2000 and... What year was it? 6? Oh, I can't believe I can't remember this. This one looks amazing. This one looks great. See, I'm the type of guy who would buy a motorcycle, right? Because I'm not allowed to drive these things anymore, I would buy it and I would just have it hang out. Just because it would be such an awesome piece for like a garage. Am I one of those guys? I always like to rip on guys who own cars who don't drive them. Because it's like, what's the point? But then again, I would be the type of guy that would buy like a nice Ducati and then just not drive it. Just stare at it. But then I'd want to drive it. Okay, I don't know where I'm headed with all this. Anyway, my friends, per usual, let's get into some value add here on this amazing Wednesday. We're still hanging out in the High Growth Handbook, and we're talking to Marc Andreessen, and he's given us some tips for first-time managers. A couple things he talks about in this particular section. He says, audit your calendar weekly, then monthly, and learn to say no. They're intertwined, these ideas. Now, I will say, I have never audited my calendar, ever. Meaning, have I ever taken an intentional time and just looked at my calendar and said, do I need to be at these? Do I not need to be at these? Do I need to be at this? Should I be at this? Or should I not be at this? And then remove calendar meetings because I feel like I can delegate them appropriately. I have never had that happen in 20 plus years of business building. I've never had that happen. So frankly, I don't know what Marc Andreessen is talking about in terms of auditing his calendar and removing meetings. Now, I think what that stems from is a function of scale, is that as your companies grow, then you will be pulled in more directions. Makes a lot of sense. More meetings will pop up on your calendar. You are pulled in many directions, and all these people want your time. Maybe this has never happened because I've never personally grown a company above 75 people. So maybe that's the reason why. Maybe it's because I'm not actually an experienced entrepreneur at scale, and maybe it's because I simply lack the knowledge and experience, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I just feel like if there's a meeting I don't want to go to, I just press maybe. I think the mechanisms of today allow me to say, okay, well, maybe I'll go to this one and maybe I won't. That kind of sets up the right expectations. So I think this is a whole bunch of nothing here. I think this, and remember, the context is first-time managers. As a first-time manager, I guess some people really do like to manage through meetings. See, that's a personality issue. I don't like meetings, period. So I choose every functional way possible, and every decision that I make that decision so that I don't have to have meetings. And so maybe that's just my personality. Anyway, Second thing he says here, which I think is important for all of us, is learning to say no. He said one of the most important things you will do as a CEO is to learn to say no to those things that are not the best use of your time. Just as at some point you stop talking about taking out the trash and ordering food for your startup, there are other items you should stop doing or push back on. This is what chafed me a little bit. He said, just at some point you stop taking out the trash and ordering food at your startup. That's where he lost me. And the reason that's where he lost me is I feel like you are never too big to take out the trash. Certainly, if your company gets to a point of scale when you can hire janitors, then the janitors will do that. Peace. But I'm the type of guy who will pick up trash as I'm walking around an office. I've built, as you guys well know, multiple large facilities of Bitcoin mining. And whenever I'm there, at these facilities that I'm helping set up for my clients and investors, if there's trash, if there's something that needs to be cleaned up, I'm the guy who'll pick it up. And I know that the people that I work with and that I hired, they'll do that too. That's the ethos that I want to instill into a company. And so while I understand you need to start saying no more, peace, fair, like we all need to do that in lives. I think a lot of us are pulled in so many different directions because we're so exceptionally useful in so many different areas. We have knowledge bases that people need to extract from. Peace, fair. There are points in life where you have to sit down and realize it's time to say no. You need your time back. You need to do what you do best. But at the same time, the things around, it's beneath me because I've grown and I don't need to throw out the trash. I don't need to do these extra things that just that add up to a lot. I think there's some hubris and there's some ego there. I guess my main point here is at the end of the day, you are not ever good enough to not pick up the trash. What do you guys say? Hammer down.